designs are. I know you're showing at SA Fashion Week soon, which is quite exciting for the competition. Tell us a bit more about that.
I entered the competition a couple of months ago. Trying my luck, actually, to be perfectly honest with you. Since Revelation Fashion focuses mostly on a plus size target market, I was just really trying my luck, seeing if they would accept my concept range, which I interpreted on the plus size physique. Yeah, I entered. A couple of weeks later, I got a call saying you're one of the finalists.
Wow.
And I was really quite excited.
That's amazing.
I was really excited and a little bit disappointed that I would not be able to showcase my collection on a plus size model. However, it's something that I have to, that will motivate me to work harder.
Absolutely.
So that I can have my own show next year, showcasing
and actually the designs the way you created them for a plus size model.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit, just in terms of the disappointment, because obviously you need to use the models that they've got and it needs to be a specific size. So I guess that means that you're a little bit more limited in terms of your output because your designs are for plus size models. So how does that process work? Do you modify your current designs or how does that work?
Yes, I've had to modify my current designs. Actually, I even had to go back to patterns I used to use at school.
Oh, really?
And this was about 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
I had to go back to getting the building blocks of a size 34.
Oh, wow.
Because the size that I start with is the size 38.
Oh, I see.
And
That's your starting size.
That's my starting size for Revelation Fashion, yes.
Fantastic.
So I had to go back to the drawing board and look at certain things. Look, I had to modify quite a few things. And most of the collection that you guys are going to see is, you can see succinct little details that will really flatter the plus size physique even more.
I see.
But in no way has
detracted from the, it hasn't taken away from the smaller frame. Okay, which is fantastic. Yeah. I think it's fascinating because, I mean, you know, when you started Revelation Fashion, where was your motivation coming through? Were you thinking that I want to find something that I could possibly wear from a designer? Was that your motivation, or where did your motivation come from a plus size point of view?
I was struggling myself, you know, finding clothes that are the right fit. If the hip fits, the waist is too small. Do you know what I mean? If the bust fits, you find that the shoulder line is a bit too big. And just in terms of
getting the proportions right.
Yes, it was very tricky.
Absolutely,
you know? And I did quite a lot of market research, you know, not from customer perspective, and also just from what is available out there.
Okay.
And there's a lot of stretch fabrics out there. There's a lot of lycra, a lot of elastane. And I suppose that is how, you know, the big retailers are getting the fit right, so to speak.
Because it kind of just stretches to the person's body proportions.
Yes, you know. And the inspiration for the SA Fashion Week collection actually came from African craft.
Oh wow.
The title of the collection called Maibuye.
Okay.
So I'm actually saying, you know, for many years, African fashion has always been seen as craft.
Yes.
And only in the recent couple of 5 years, when the West appropriated that African aesthetic, whether it being through prints or the use of you know, also pattern work. Only now, really.
Has actually translated into fashion.
Into fashion.
Yes,
so
it's not something you're just going to find at a curio store.
At a kiosk.
At a kiosk, at the flea market, where you're going to think, oh, that's pretty beadwork, or oh, that's a nice pattern. It's actually something that can translate properly into fashion. Absolutely. Fashion,
So I'm saying, let's bring it back. Let's make what the West has taken for us and bring it back to Africa, for Africans, to be worn by African women.
Exactly, and it's not a caricature of what the West sees Africa as. It's not just kind of like this weird stereotype that they have of Africa. It's bringing it back to Africa. I love that idea.
And the collection is a bit challenging, as you can see, but at the same time, it's really quite exciting.
Yes.
And I love the fact that I will be competing with other local designers in the same space. It's really quite exciting. I can't wait to see how they interpreted the brief themselves.
Absolutely, I think that's fantastic.
So this is some pleating that I've been doing.
Oh wow.
All done hand by hand, strip by strip.
Oh, that's magnificent. So you literally actually have to do all of these individually?
Individually, the strips individually.
That is amazing.
Yes.
Wow, that must take long to do.
It took a long time.
I can only imagine it took ages.
It took a long time. But the rewards are just amazing. Like even just going through the process of this collection and just that idea of showcasing my work to the world.
Absolutely.
It's well worth it.
Absolutely. And the final effect that you get, I mean, it's just dazzling. And I mean, I can already just see, you know, is that so much work has gone into this. I think it's just fantastic. And the visual impact is amazing at the end of it. The texture and so forth, you can almost, I can imagine sitting there and seeing that coming down the runway, and I already see that coming, you know, so that's fantastic.
And here are some of the sketches.
Oh wow.
So as I said, Maibuye, I presented the collection on a plus size physique with plus size sketches.
Yes, yes.
So
yeah,
it's quite interesting. We'll see how the final garment looks.
Awesome. Well, we'll leave you now. Let you get back to work. I know you're
guys.
busy. But thanks so much for making time to meet with us. It's been really fantastic.
No, you guys are welcome. Anytime.
Yay, awesome.